Hello all. Today we'll see refactoring and pair programming as well as continuous integration of software engineering. This terminology comes under agile practices and agile modeling. So we'll start with the lecture. Before starting with the lecture, let me introduce myself. I am Professor Poonam Mahale, working in Kekewa College of Engineering Education and Research. Agile development basically supported by number of agile practices and number of agile techniques and certain techniques that we'll see in today's lecture. So we'll start with an refactoring. Refactoring is nothing but it is the process of restructuring the existing code. We restructure, we change the structure of the existing code without affecting the external behavior. Here in the refactoring, we refactor the code as the name says. So the changes are made without affecting the external behavior. That means we are changing the non-functional requirement of the code. So it does not alter the functional requirement of the code, but the non-functional requirements are changed in the refactoring. So it changes the non-functional requirements of the code and restructuring of the existing code is carried out. So in the refactoring, there are different list of refactoring techniques that are used in agile practice. So when we select and refactoring, you can select one of the following refactoring techniques. So many development environments provide code refactoring. Such techniques are nothing but first technique is techniques allowing more abstraction. Second technique, techniques for breaking code apart into more logical pieces, and third technique of refactoring is technique for improving the name and location of the code. So techniques allowing more abstraction, here the code encapsulation where different field can be accessed with getter and setter method. So code sharing can be achieved by generalizing type in the techniques allowing more abstraction state. Here we use a polymorphism, we replace type checking code with the states. And the second technique of refactoring, that is nothing but breaking code apart into more logical pieces. Here we break the code into different modules. Module increase the code reusability, and extracting class results in moving code to the new code. So extracting method result into moving methods to a new method. And here breaking the code into modules and extracting the class and methods into new class or new method is carried out in the breaking code technique. And the third technique, which is nothing but techniques for improving name and location of the code. We move methods or a field to appropriate class. We change the name of method or a field to user-friendly name. Name should signify the purpose of the method or variable. Here we use the concept of superclass from object-oriented programming. Here we use the concept of subclass from object-oriented programming. And refactoring is carried out. Basically, refactoring has a numerous advantages like it improves the reliability of the code, readability of code is improved, reduce the complexity, and reusability is achieved with the help of refactoring. It results in creating more expressive software architecture, which achieves in extensibility. So there are automated refactoring, code refactoring techniques are there, or for performing refactoring automated way, you can use a readily available automated refactoring tool. Some editors and IDEs support automated refactoring. So some of the softwares are like Xcode, Eclipse, AppCode, Visual Studio, NetBeans, ReSharper are the automated code refactoring tools. So in short, refactoring is nothing but it is one of the agile practice where where we restructure the existing code. The changes are made without affecting the external behavior. Now next agile practice is nothing but pair programming. So as you can see in image, pair means two. Here two programmers sits together and perform coding or programming. So as the name indicates, pair programming, it is one of the agile practice. In this method, two programmers work together on a single machine. One programmer types the code, whereas another programmer observes the points and suggests the changes. Sometimes programmer can switch their role to each other. Observer programmer can suggest improvement in the code, whereas driver implements the code. With this method, programmer who writes the code can concentrate on efficient coding, whereas an observer or navigator programmer can think and suggest the improvement. And that's why this programming is called as a pair programming. This scenario is similar with a driver scenario where one is the driver and another suggests the path, that is turn left, turn right. This can be suggested in a driving scenario. So pair programming have a number of benefits. Pair programming supports economy. It spends around 15% more time on programming, but design code is efficient that of individual coding. So it also improves the development time and support cost, because the design or the code that we are going to generate with the help of pair programming is efficient than individual coding. Second benefit of pair programming is design quality. With pair programming, more ideas can be generated. As two programmers are working together, we are able to check all the possibilities during design, because two minds work on one program, they can have more ideas. Then satisfaction is achieved with a pair programming concept. Programmer can enjoy the work than that of individual programming. They are confident in their solution. Their confidence result in successful software. Then fourth advantage of pair programming is learning. As two minds work together, they share the ideas among themselves. They are able to learn from each other. They are able to share their knowledge with each other, and it allows programmer to observe programming code and give feedback accordingly. And the last advantage or benefit of pair programming is team building and communication. It allows to share the problem with each other and able to find the solution on it. With this practice, communication among team members increase with benefits in greater team building. And these are the advantages or benefits of pair programming. Now you might have question, what if two programmers are remotely apart from each other or remote location? So for this scenario, there is one type of pair programming which is called as a remote pair programming. It allows programmer to be geographically apart from each other but connected through a network. Yes, it is possible that if two programmers are geographically apart from each other, they can do pair programming. This type of programming is called as a virtual pair programming or distributed pair programming. They generally work using shared editors, shared desktop, remote pair programming tools. Sometimes this method creates a problem which are not present in face-to-face programming. Yes, though they are geographically apart from each other, they can do programming, but if they work in a face-to-face programming method, then it is always better, because remote programming can create a problem which are not present in face-to-face programming. So some problem of remote pair programming are delay in communication, communication link failure, lack of coordination. These are the certain problems that they face when they are using pair programming, remote pair programming. Now, there are certain tools that supports remote pair programming. So some of the tools are VNC, Microsoft Link, Skype, Screen Hero, Cloud, Visual Studio Anywhere, then TMUX, Terminal Multiplexers, Gobi. These are the certain tools that supports remote pair programming. So pair programming is nothing but one programmer types the code, another programmer observes the point and suggests the changes. Two programmer working together is on one machine is called as a pair programming. Now, pair programming. After the pair programming, next agile practice is nothing but continuous integration. Yes, we all know that if we have a large project, then that project is divided into number of modules. So we need to merge all the modules together to make one concise project, right? So it is a method, continuous integration, it is a method of merging all developer copies of work together. So when we merge the developer's copies or developer work, that process is called as a continuous integration. It is the part of extreme programming, and the main aim is to prevent integration problem. So it is useful in iterative software development. Earlier, it was used in coordination with an test-driven development, which is one of the agile practice. But continuous integration always reduces the integration problem, the risk that may occur after integrating the work of the developers. So when we use and continuous integration, there are certain principles of continuous integration, and that are nothing but an maintain code repository. All the project source code should be properly stored in a code repository. It is useful in revision control and sustain. Automate the build. There should be facility for building the integration automatically. Make the build self-testing. After making the integration, software should work as per the specification. That means the testing should be done. Everyone should commit to the baseline. That means with this facility, every committer can reduce the conflicting changes. Every commit should be built. Whatever you are saying to the customer, that all the requirements should be built. System should build commits to the current working version. Keep the build fast. Building process should be rapid. As it's an agile development, so development should be rapid. If you develop the product on time, then customer satisfaction can be achieved. And if the customer is satisfied, that means we are delivering quality product to the customer. So continuous integration have certain advantages. So if the unit test fails, after completing one particular module, the testing is carried out, and that testing is called as a unit test. But there may be possibility, or there might be chances that that test fails. And if the test fails, that unit test fails, developer can revert the code to the bug-free state. So in a continuous integration, we perform our integration testing. So here we reduce the error, or we remove the errors. Developer can detect and fix the integration problem continuously with the continuous integration. Code is available constantly. Immediate feedback can be given to the developer. So these are the advantages of continuous integration. So in today's lecture, we have learned agile practices, that is refactoring, pair programming, and continuous integration. Hope you all understood all the concept. If you have any questions or any query, you can drop your questions or queries in a comment box. Thank you all for listening the video. Thank you.